When we think about weight loss, we often think about it as a combination of food and exercise. But what if we just completely remove one of these factors? I know that many of you just flat out don't enjoy planned exercise, especially when it means going to the gym. Some of you might have trouble finding the time just due to the nature of your life and responsibilities, while others might just find it hard to stay motivated and consistent. But if you clicked on this video, chances are you want to find a way to lose weight despite not being able to work out. The good news is that it is indeed possible to do this. Hi, if you're new here, I'm Amanda, aka FitFood and today we're going to talk about how to lose weight without incorporating planned exercise. So if you're excited to hear me talk about this, please give this video a like, subscribe, and share it with your friends, as it really helps the channel and I post new videos every week. And with that, let's get started. So I'm going to start off by bringing it back to the basics of weight loss in case anyone forgot about that from one of my previous videos. Oh, you didn't watch my previous video on calorie deficits? I'm going to link that on the screen in case you want to go ahead and do that. In order to lose weight, I'm going to sound like a broken record, you need to be in a calorie deficit. Being in a calorie deficit means burning more calories than you consume, which is a combination of food and movement. Fortunately for you guys that clicked on this video, food is a much more important factor in weight loss than movement. Unless you're Eric the Electric, burning an insane amount of calories on purpose, it's going to be very hard to out-train a bad diet. Even if you're at the gym 5 to 6 times a week and getting 10K plus steps like the internet tells you to, you're not going to see results if you're eating like crap. So for all my sedentary people out there, you especially need to focus on making your diet the best it could possibly be. This means using an online calculator to determine how many calories you should be eating based on your age, weight, height, and activity level. You're likely going to be picking the option that says sedentary or light exercise. If you start playing around with the online calculator, you're going to notice that the number is significantly higher if you select the extra active option. But not to worry, there are plenty of ways to make your smaller number of calories go a long way. The most important thing to remember is to get enough protein, because protein keeps you full and helps to aid with weight loss. In fact, protein is the second most important factor in the weight loss pyramid, which I'm going to picture on the screen. Eating a 2,000 calorie diet that's balanced and high in protein is going to keep you feeling way more full and satisfied than eating 2,000 calories of chocolate chip cookies. If you want to learn more about this, getting enough protein to help you with weight loss, I'm going to link a video on the screen that I recently posted. I guess playing into the whole chocolate chip cookies joke, it's super important to eat whole foods, making sure that each meal that you're getting has a good balance of protein, carbs, and fat, and that you're eating the rainbow, meaning you're eating enough fruits and vegetables. Speaking of fruits and veggies, these are a great way to make your meals higher in volume. Volume eating means eating meals that have a large volume of food for a lower number of calories, that are ideally high in protein and or fiber in order to keep you full. Eating these meals will help you maintain your calorie deficit. By eating higher volume meals, it'll feel like you're eating much more food. It'll make you feel much more satisfied versus eating foods that are calorie dense. Buying the lower fat or sugar-free versions of foods and certain ingredients or sauces, this will help to keep the calories lower, and a lot of the times you won't even notice the difference between this and the real thing. These include low-fat cheeses, sugar-free sauces, zero-calorie sweeteners, etc. As you guys know, I highly recommend tracking your calories when you're trying to lose weight, because this will yield the best results. It'll also help you achieve your goals more efficiently than if not tracking. But if you have a ton of weight to lose, like you're obese, for example, or you're just worried that tracking is going to make you fall into disordered eating habits, there are a number of rules of thumb that you can follow in order to lose weight without tracking macros. These include watching your portion sizes, listening to your hunger cues, and eating at relatively the same times each day to avoid overeating. I'll include a link below that talks more about portion sizes, but good rule of thumb to follow would be making half of your plate full of veggies and fruits, a quarter with protein, a quarter with carbs, and then keeping fats to half a tablespoon. Eating when you're hungry and stopping when you're full. This can be a tough thing to master, but if you're the kind of person who's tracked for a long time in the past, or you're just really in touch with your hunger cues, this can be a great rule to follow. This can work quite well, especially if you're the type of person that eats relatively the same meals and snacks day to day. Okay, now we're gonna steer away from food and we're gonna talk about movement. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Amanda, I clicked on this video because I said I didn't want to exercise. Now, I never said we were going to talk about planned exercise because you see, NEAT, aka non-exercise activity thermogenesis, is a huge factor in weight loss. Not a lot of people actually realize this or even know what it is. These are the calories that are burned during movement that is not planned exercise, aka walking to work, cleaning your house, chasing your kids around the yard, etc. If you make the effort to increase your NEAT in little ways throughout the week, it can make a huge difference in your weight loss progress without actually taking up a lot of extra time throughout the day. Great examples of this would be taking the stairs instead of the escalator or elevator, or parking your car farther from the grocery store or the mall so you have to walk farther to get to the entrance. I know chores are boring and most of us hate doing them, but they're actually a great way to increase your NEAT. Taking a dog for a walk, vacuuming or sweeping the floor, loading the dishwasher, or even cooking a meal instead of ordering takeout. These are great examples. Everyone who owns an Apple Watch knows that there's something called a stand goal where they tell you to stand at the 50-minute mark of every hour. It sounds kind of annoying, and it can be, but they're on to something. I do this thing where whenever I finish a somewhat stressful call at work or send a stressful email, I'll get up and just pace around my apartment for a minute or two, basically just to clear my head. Does anyone else do this? I also tend to pace around the room when I'm on the phone with a friend if I get excited about something that I'm talking about, or I'm just going off on a tangent. There are other examples I can give of NEAT that require a bit more of a lifestyle change, but there's still many steps below having to take the time to go to the gym. These include walking to work instead of driving, running errands at shops that are walking distance from you as opposed to driving around town, getting a standing desk or one of those treadmill desks instead of a sitting one, etc. I know I just mentioned an Apple Watch, but getting one of these or even just a Fitbit or any other activity tracker, that's going to really help you measure out your progress. Now, let's talk about a couple of factors that you probably haven't even thought about when it comes to weight loss. Sleep is a huge factor in weight loss that requires no movement at all. The main reason that sleep is important for weight loss is that a lack of sleep can make other weight loss tactics less effective and just harder to complete over time. If you don't get enough sleep, you're not going to have the energy or the will to walk to work, and you're just going to opt to drive instead. You're not going to have the energy to cook an entire meal and then clean it after. Instead, you're just going to open up Uber Eats and order something and have them delivered to your door. Also, there's a reason that staying up late leads to unnecessary snacking. You can't eat when you're sleeping. So if you manage your time well and you stop studying at 10 p.m. and go to bed as opposed to pulling an all-nighter, you won't find yourself eating an entire family-sized bag of chips while you feel peckish looking over your notes. I know that trying to lose weight while still finding time for a social life, family, work, hobbies, etc. can be stressful, believe me. But did you know that stress can actually be a huge factor in weight loss? Some people tend to stress eat, meaning that they just eat mindlessly when they're stressed out, or when they're in the state of stress, any weight loss goals that they have just go out the window. And those elevated cortisol levels circulating in your body lower your metabolism and cause cravings for fats and sugars. I'm no stranger to stress, and of course, there are different kinds of stress that I have no business giving any sort of advice on. But in general, there are different ways you can at least try to stick to your goals while under periods of stress. These include meal prepping at the beginning of the week when you know you're going to have a stressful work week, or even allowing yourself to get takeout, but just opting for a healthier option if you didn't get the chance to meal prep. Also, and I know this is a harder one, but swapping stress eating for a different activity like phoning a friend, going for a walk, etc. So, what are you going to do to ensure that you can lose weight without planned exercise? Let's recap, shall we? You're going to keep your diet in check, whether that's tracking your macros or watching your portion sizes / listening to your hunger cues. You're going to increase your NEAT by incorporating small daily changes in movement. You're going to try your absolute best to ensure you're getting 8 hours of restful sleep per night. And you're going to manage your stress levels the best that you can to try and ensure that they don't impact with your weight loss goals. And that's all for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I hope you found this content to be informative. Please comment below with any follow-up questions that you have, and I'll be sure to address them. And if you want to keep learning, I highly recommend you watch these 2 videos that are going to pop up on the screen. One of them talks about why protein is important for weight loss, and the other one talks about calorie deficits explained in under 10 minutes. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to give it a like, subscribe, and share it with your friends, as it really helps the channel, and I post new videos every week. And with that, I will see you guys next time. Bye.